Dreamers Welcome Podcast.
Dreamers Welcome Podcast. We are back in the building, ladies and gentlemen. June is looking good and sophisticated right now. I go by CEO PESO. I'm blessed and highly favored. And like I said, this is just a series of just trying to shine light on the females that I know that is fucking thriving and they doing their thing. So we are in a business right now. Please introduce yourself for these people.
Ashley Motley, coming straight out of Dayton, Ohio, CEO and owner of Tress and also known as Minash.
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 I was about to fuck your shit up. I kept thinking Minash, but
yeah, it's
totally different.
Minash.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my nickname.
Okay, don't
that's
come
my
at me like that.
nickname.
I get it.
Minash.
Nah, so I appreciate you. You know, we've been trying to set this up for a long time. But
Definitely.
You are a businesswoman, a traveler, a woman of their word, by the way, which keeps it G. So, how are you feeling though?
I'm feeling great. I'm definitely feeling good to be here with you. You know, I've been looking forward to it. You know, you're so busy, so I'm happy we was able to get on each other's schedule.
No, relax. You the one that's busy.
I'm like, it looks looking like Christmas at this point.
Yo, that's why I was like, if she don't come through the day,
I mean, we gonna get
I'll
it
wait
together,
till the fall.
but
I'll wait till the fall
know.
time. I appreciate you. You have been thriving in what you're doing, and I think that is very, very, very important to. Obviously, to me, you inspire a lot of people, and I just think that this was well needed for you to just kind of get a little input on how what you're doing right now.
So right now, I'm working on taking my business to the next level. So by the end of this year, we'll be in every beauty supply store across the whole country. And then as far as my personal career, Minash, I just started making music, and I'm just trying to take the artist world by storm.
Yeah.
I've been really working hard on perfecting my craft in that. So I'm just excited to show the people what I got.
You got the joint with Juby 2 times. We're going to get into it later on.
Yes.
But for the people who don't know, a little of your background, obviously you're from Dayton, but your background, how was your upbringing, and just how was life before this kicked off for you?
As far as my background go, I will honestly say I came from a great family, a very close family on both sides. School was always great. I did really well in school. I actually had got interested really into career field starting about the age 15 years old. I was able to get my first job. So growing up, my first job was McDonald's. And during the summer, I know, right? But I was there, when they say you got to be 15 and a half, I'm 15 and a half days of being 15.
Quick story.
I said 15 days and a half.
Nah, 15 and a half
years old, yeah.
But quick story, though, I didn't get a job at McDonald's because I remember the question on a little test, if a kid asks for an ice cream cone for free, should you give it?
Are you tricking me or not? Do I tell
I'm
the
like,
kid
man,
no
charge
or make
that
him pay
little
$1?
nigga.
Right.
I'm like, man, nah, that nigga, he get money too. Whatever, though, for his parents. But nah, so you say that was your first introduction of so it sounded like starting out young, you just was you had to get into a job field.
Definitely, just because growing up, my family just exposed us to so much. We took a lot of vacations and road trips, family reunions, so I was able just to see a lot growing up that made me want even more.
Yeah.
And I just, wanted to be able to do that for myself because I knew, my family would have my back, but, they also raised me to have great work ethic. So, like I said, I'm McDonald's. Can I take your order? What's up?
So, getting into the job early, it wasn't pressed on by the fam as much?
Oh, no. I was actually begging them, so somebody, who's taking me to the interview? Which one, who's available, you know what I'm saying? I got to be there on time, don't, I was on them, you know? So they what, we going to let her do whatever,
okay.
That's me.
So when did you get your license?
I got my driver's license when I was 16, exactly.
Ooh, look.
I was on, I didn't play around, car right then and there, everything.
I be telling people, man, I got my license when I was, everything was 14 and a half, 15 and a half, nigga, get on your shit and, get this shit going, at an early age. I was driving at 16, which is, legally, which is different from other people, though.
Of course, it's early. It's early.
So, Dayton, Ohio, grew up, how long was the the McDonald's gig, or did you bounce around just from like, because you became an entrepreneur at a young age too, but at the same time you was bouncing around doing a lot of shit though. So how many gigs did it take for you to be like, man, fuck this, I'm gonna get the shit on my own?
So I worked at McDonald's almost up until I graduated high school, but what I did was, it was a McDonald's that I worked at on North Main in Inglewood, and right down the street was a Frisch's Big Boy.
Oh yeah.
So I had went up to Frisch's on my day off and applied there because I had some friends that worked there. You know, I was like, you know, I really need this job, you know. So I was working both jobs. So I would work at Frisch's, I would work at McDonald's, and then when the summertime came, I started working at Fairview. They had a swimming pool up there, and I was working at the concession stand. So I'm 16, just, you know what I'm saying, juggling. 3 jobs, car, everything.
Yeah. So I'll be asking people this too. Do you ever feel like you grew up too early? Like, because getting into them jobs and everything, like working during the summer, you know, children at the time or teenagers is looking forward to like, all right, summer school, I fuck this shit.
Right.
But for you to get into it so early, like, do you feel like you grew up too early? Did you miss out on anything, or?
I mean, I definitely don't feel like I grew up too early. I feel like I was right on time just because I was just passionate about working. I had fell in love with cosmetology at a young age, and so I had a whole clientele that used to come through the basement, and I'll be doing their hair. So I was always working because I wanted to. And so I was able to do everything I wanted to do because, you know, I had my own money at that point. I had a car, you know, I had great friends. So I was hitting every party still, you know what I'm saying? But I was the one that's showing up with the money. I could go to the mall and tear it down and keep it going.
Get it done. All right, so when did the cosmetology when did that start?
So I had been doing hair since I was 8 years old. I used to have friends come over and I would like braid their hair, and twisties was real popular back in the day. So you would like twist your hair with twisties and put rubber bands on it and like have it like down in the back or curly. So I was just always doing somebody's hair. My grandmother is a former licensed cosmetologist, so she was
always
out to
Granny.
do hair.
Mine was too.
So,
yeah, mine was. Yeah.
You know, I was always at the shop just doing my hair and, you know, messing around with products, and so I had ended up enrolling myself into cosmetology school when I was 16, and so I had started going to CTC. I was going to Trotwood in high school.
You went to Trotwood?
Yes, I graduated from Trotwood.
What year?
2015.
Shit, I'm 06. So
yeah,
I didn't even know you at that time. But so you went to damn, CTC had a cosmetology joint?
Yes, so I went to 2 schools and I was able to graduate with my hair license. I had got my hair license when I was like 17, and you know, I was just doing the thing. I was just too grown for my own good.
But you was like too grown, but meaning like you knew that at an early age you wanted what you wanted. Like, you work hard for it in a sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I fuck with it. So, with that being said, was it any other type of curricular of anything that you thought you would do? You know, people they go to school for RNs, you know, cheerleading at a young age. Was there anything that you ever thought like, oh, okay, I might be good at this or whatever?
You know what? Growing up, I actually wanted to go to law school.
Let's pop the Bel Air. I'm sorry. Let's do it. That's our favorite drink, by the way.
Favorite drink.
Yeah. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Growing up, I had wanted to go to law school.
Really?
Yes, really.
Hold on. For what reason, though?
Come here, Tink.
She can crawl, whatever she want to do.
This is Princeton, by the way.
Young Skittles.
The Fresh Prince of Atlanta.
But yeah, lawyer status though. Why was that a thought of like I could?
You know what? Growing up, I had always had such a strong personality. Always been like very opinionated, and just seemed like it was something that I would be able to handle and just have a career for it. And my family would always say like, you know, you would make a great lawyer, and you know, she's gonna be a lawyer. She's gonna be a lawyer. So like when I was a child, that was the first career actually that I wanted to do.
What's some characteristics that you had for them to be like, okay, she can be a lawyer?
Really just having a strong opinion and fighting for what was right. You know, like I will always have a good point and making my point, but still doing it in a respectful way to where it's okay, she's right. Like, dang, you know, like.
Yeah, yo, relax on the toaster strudel. Like, this is why, this is my part of it. Because that's deep though, because, you know, a lot of people is like cheerleading or we just conditioned, just getting a job or whatever case is.
Woo!
She is a fucking monster, by the way. She do this. But I find that to be very curious though, because trying to be a lawyer, like you was good at arguing in a sense.
In a sense, but not argumentative in a way to where it's like, I'm gonna get my point across respectfully, and I make all these points to where it's like, you don't have a choice but to agree with me, because this is why I'm right. This is why right here. Here are the facts.
Here, it's all laid out.
Here are the facts
like,
right here. So
Yeah, don't try me. Nah, respect to that. What would you say? So was your grandmother like a big influence in a sense?
Definitely.
Or who was?
As far as the cosmetology, my grandmother definitely was an influence. But just in life in general, I would say that everybody in my family kind of was a big influence on me, just because I did so much and my family was so close, like I said, on both sides. So I had a great relationship with my mother's side of the family, my father's side of the family, and they even had a close relationship with each other.
Yeah.
So I just come from a family of people who like to do things, like to have fun, like to have organization, like to have what they want, and like to be able to do what they want when they want. So it was always something in me that said, I got to figure out how to keep this up.
Yeah.
I don't want to get out in the real world and be like, oh, I was spoiled growing up, but I'm struggling now, So it's like I needed to be able to keep that momentum going. So it's like, this is who I am. This is what I like. This is me,
And what I like about that too is you caught on early, far as like just our generation, we wasn't taught as much of like good credit or how to build a business, whatever. Like it was certain, like with grandmothers, grandfathers, or whatever case is, like, or great uncles, like they worked hard for it, but then you kind of got into it in the way of like, okay, like I can do the shit for myself and not have to work for people. Like, would you say that you was a generational curse, like you broke it in a sense?
I would definitely say, I wouldn't say it was a generational curse, but I definitely think that I came and did a lot of things that the people before me weren't able to accomplish, just based off of doing so many things at such a young age. It was like, she can only keep going higher and accomplishing more than us, versus stuff that we starting now at such an old age.
Yeah.
So, I definitely feel like, I was the person in the family that was like, wow, she did exactly what she said she was going to do in a short period of time. Like, it was kind of like mind blowing, like, because I actually went off to college. Even though I had got my cosmetology license, like I said, when I was 17, and I loved doing hair and I had the passion for doing hair, but I'm not gonna lie, in 2015, it wasn't that big for somebody to say, you know what, I'm gonna just be an entrepreneur, I'm gonna be a hairstylist, and live this, multi-million-dollar lifestyle. It was like, you gonna do hair? Like, okay, So nah, my bad. But pass that Valera, by the way. So man, this mug right here is
listen.
It's real nice.
We gonna keep it G with it though. So with getting into doing the hair, what were some of your first clients, or because people put down perspective of like everything is like tied into entertainment or like photo shoots, videos. What was your first like getting into it of like, okay, like somebody asked you to do hair, like what was it? What was the first gig that was like, oh, we want her to do it?
Well, I had built my clientele up just from my my friends at school.
With the twists and everything.
Yeah, just from like friends at school and being a person in the neighborhood, just being a young person who was good at doing hair and just doing it real correctly. Because like I said, I actually went to hair school. So it was just a thing where people would like book me, refer me. And then when I went off to college, I was doing hair in my dorm, had clients. I was getting everybody together for homecoming, pictures, all type of stuff. And I kind of just had a moment when I was in college, and I was just telling myself, like, I felt like I was so much bigger than it at the moment. And I was appreciative to have been there because I met amazing people, lifelong friends, and just had, lifelong experiences that I remember. But I had just kept telling myself, like, I need to be doing more, and I need to be doing, you know, what I want to do and what I love to do, and not just doing this to be here to make sure that I tell my family, like, look, I graduated college, you know, because I was already so ahead of the game. So when I decided to drop out of college,
The college dropout. Yeah.
And I moved here to Atlanta. My parents had ended up moving down here December 2015, right when I graduated. I was the youngest, so it's like, oh, she's gone. We're going to go ahead and live our life. So they moved out here, and of course, here I come following them. Just a few months later, March 2016, I ended up moving out here, and I had started assisting a celebrity hairstylist, and I was able to learn a lot from her, and just started building my own clientele from there, and it took off like a storm.
Okay, so shouts out to the parents, you know, because they had a way they was trying to, like, leave out of dating too as well, whatever.
Absolutely, yeah.
But for, like, the process of, like, interning for the celebrity stylist, explain that process. Because you came down here, nobody knew you.
Right.
You had all these credentials of, like, knowing you are and how you had to handle shit or whatever the case is, but obviously, you know, Atlanta is a bigger city than Dayton.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you make your way with that assistant, and how did you get her to have the confidence to be like, all right, fuck with me, I'm gonna show the ropes? Like, how?
Well, when I moved down here, I was 18, and I had met the person that I was assisting. I met her through social media. She was just looking for a temporary braider to help braid down for sew-ins and things like that. She was just so popular, so booked up. And so I had ended up coming in, and I did some training with her assistant at the time, and her assistant was just going out of town just for a quick weekend with the kids. And she ended up having me in, and I was just doing really well. She loved me. She loved my personality, loved my work ethic. She thought I was so responsible and mature. And her assistant so happened to be pregnant at that time, and she ended up going on maternity leave. And I remember her calling me, and she was like, Ashley, you know, I want you to come in and be my full-time assistant. You know, my team, I really need you. I'm trying to build my brand, and, you know, you're going to fit right in where I need you. So next day I was there, and we worked 4 days out the week, every week, and with full books. You know what I'm saying? We doing like 12 to 13 clients a day. So it was real big. And, you know, I just proved myself to her because I already knew what I was doing. But like you said, I'm in a new place to where now I got to start over and show myself because these people don't know me. You know, so right. I can't do nothing but come in here and be me so they can see, like, oh, okay, we, you know what I'm saying? And then they come right around, and, you know, they love me, you know. So everybody love me.
So, because I've been in a position of, like, being around, you know, things that's bigger than what we are used to, in a sense. Mm-hmm. And I got nervous at times, though. But you just said something that was like, you just came in, you was you. You became you came through, you didn't, like, switch up nothing, though. So with that being said, like, with somebody that pulled you in like that, did you have any self-doubt of, like, trying to keep up or trying to, like you being you in a sense, but what didn't turn you away from actually being like, fuck, like, I can't handle this shit? Cause you doing what? Like you said, 13, 14 clients a day?
Right, exactly.
That's a shift difference of, like,
what I was used to.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So how'd you keep up with it? Or what made you be like, man, like, fuck it?
To be honest with you, I actually would go home and I would practice what I did on my mannequin heads so I could get faster. Because, like I said, she had me assisting her, so I would do all of the groundwork to prepare the clients to get in her chair. You know, so if they're coming in, getting a sew-in, I'm shampooing you, I'm blowing you out, I'm braiding you down, moisturizing your scalp, putting your net on, and now you go in her chair, and she's going to sew you in and style you. And, you know what I'm saying, we working like a soul train. I mean, a soul train, assembly line.
Yeah. It's a soul train.
You know, so everything is coming in and out. So what I would do is I would go home and practice on my mannequin head so I can get my speed, you know, so I could be a fast braider, you know, because them clients, they coming in, they got places to be. You know, we in Atlanta, so people showing up to the salon in heels and, you know, jewelry and fitted dresses, like they going to the club as soon as they leave. They got a business meeting, they about to go see their NFL man on the jet, you know, like it was a whole 360, you know, obviously from being from Dayton, because, you know, in Dayton it's just a city, like, you know, we just doing what we doing and that's it.
It's a difference from getting them done up to go to arena.
Right,
compared
exactly.
to, like, down here, like,
it's like
movie set or whatever case
it was real, and it was to the point where I would just be like, oh my, where are you going there? Well, who are you? Who are you? Oh, okay, what do you do? That was a big thing out here, is figuring out, well, what do you do? What do you do for a living? What do you, because you're meeting so many people, and it's like, oh, I do this, I do that. It was mind blowing, and it was also really inspiring, because coming from dating, in my age group of people, I kind of felt like I was running stuff. I was already employed. I had money. I had a great family. I just had everything that I felt like I needed to succeed there. And then I get to Atlanta, and here it is. I'm the underdog, because all these people got everything I got. So now what can I do that they not doing? Who am I that they not? What's going to separate us now that I'm in a pond with other fish that are exactly like me? Coming from a pond to where it's like I was the one that was on top.
Yeah. And what I like about that too is you came down here with, like, people be having a safety net of, like, if it don't work out, then my parents got me, or that's what it sounded like it was for you, in a sense. Like, my parents is good, like, they up and chose, like, when they wanted to leave, whatever the case is. But you kind of like came down with that safety net from your people. Was like, nah, I still want to get it, like, for my own. Who that come from? Or, like, because I didn't have that. If I'm putting me on a pedestal, I mean, not pedestal at all, but if I put me in a position of, like, I didn't have too many people that was like, well, if this don't work, and I'll do this.
Right.
But for you came with a comfortability, in a sense. But who gave you that mindset of, like, this is cool, but I got to get it for my own? Was it Granny?
I wouldn't even say that it was.
Shouts out to the grannies.
Shout out to all the grannies out there, the grandmas, the nenes, whatever you call your grandma. Shout out to them.
Grandmas and nenes.
Yeah, because my mom's mom, she's so bougie. She didn't want to be called grandma when we were born. She said she wanted us to call her Nene. She wanted to be fancy. Her and her husband, we called them Nene and Poppy. They was, they wanted to be like
Poppy Chulo.
Yeah, exactly. And my dad's parents, we called them Grandma and Papa. So yeah, shout out to the grannies and the nenes and the grandmas. But I would definitely say that inspiration probably came from my mom. She always had a great work ethic and have always been able to do everything she needed to do without waiting on somebody to do it. And it just was a no-brainer for me to keep up that same energy, even though I had my parents there. I actually had moved out when I was 18. So as soon as I got to Atlanta, I had moved out and got my own apartment like 4 months later. And I've been on my own ever since.
Period.
So.
Okay. 4 months in Atlanta, you chose to move out by yourself.
Yep.
Let's get into the entrepreneurship. How long did it take? When did Tress, where I want to fuck it up. When did that start, or when did that become like a product to be like, all right, I'm about to, like, you found out a solution in the sense to where, your product is it.
Right.
So when did that come?
So just being a licensed cosmetologist and working on clients every single day, the number one question that your clients are going to ask you is, how can I grow my hair? What's the best products to use in my hair? What's this? Should I use this? They're showing you pictures and stuff. I mean, it's like you the hair doctor, and you got to know the answers, because you should. That's what they coming at you like you got the holy Jesus answers.
But they asking you this as you being an intern.
No, as me being a hairstylist. This is past me being, because like I said, I worked as an assistant with the celebrity hairstylist, and then I built my own clientele. Okay. So now I got my own clients. I'm on my own schedule. I'm working for myself now. And so at this point, I'm doing my own clients, and, they're just like, Ashley, like, what can I do to, use on my hair, in between my visits with you? What do you recommend for hair growth? What's this? What's that? And so I just said, you know what? I'm gonna create my own products. I need to figure out some great things that I can use on my clients that's trusted, some of the best ingredients, and just see how it goes. So the number one organic hair growth stimulator came right into my life.
Say that.
It took a lot of trial and error, just testing out a lot of natural ingredients. Everything in this bottle is 100% certified organic. And I came up with this product, came up with this mixture, And I just started using it on my clients. So I was using it on my clients every day that I had clients, every client. And it got to the point where, they come back in and they're coming back into the salon and they're like, yeah, I need to leave with some of that hair oil. I need some of that hair oil. I need some for my grandma. I need some for my daughter, this and that. So I'm just having these little bottles. It didn't even have no label on it. It was just a green bottle. I'm just, giving it to them after their appointment. Then they're coming back in like, oh my God, my sister took my bottle. She loved it so much. She done stole it. I need another one. My daughter's hair done grew so much. Let me show you the pictures. So I'm like, oh my God, like, do I got something on my hands? Like, hold on, what's going on here? It was like a real moment for me because I was like, no way. I really got something that people love, can trust, and it's legit. So I started to take the business very serious, and I thought of the name Tress World. I went ahead and drove right up to get it trademarked and LLC'd and registered with the state. I mean, everything. I was like, this is about to be legit. I'm about to take this by storm. I started reaching out to celebrity brand ambassadors to have them using it, promoting it, talking about it, sharing their experience. And literally overnight, the business took off. The first night that I launched my website officially under Tress World, we had made like $30,000 that next day. And I was like, okay, I'm about to have to figure out what I'm going to do with these clients that I love and adore because I don't have any employees for Tress World, so I have to fill up 15,000 bottles. Yeah. All alone. Yeah. Hand label them, bubble wrap them, ship them, write everybody's name on the package. And it was just so much. It was so new to me. I didn't even know what I was doing. I literally just fell right into the business. And I ended up stepping away from the chair literally like 3 months after starting Tress World to be a full-time employee for the business. And the business literally took off from 2018, 2020. We were able to move into this beautiful warehouse, and
right now.
That's where we are right now, the Tress World headquarters, where everything is manufactured and distributed right through us. Go ahead.
No, I'm about to say, Tress World, like, what's the meaning behind the name?
So Tress is just another word for hair. So this is Hair World, and I wanted to make that very clear, and I wanted it to be very simple because I wanted my brand to represent all things hair, and that's what we come in with, all things hair. And also, when I was a licensed cosmetologist, my business name was Ashley the Tress Tamer. So I was Ashley the Hair Tamer. You come in and you look in one way, you leave out, you looking exactly how you want to look. I'm taming those tresses. Yeah. That was me. So I was always into the word tress. So it was just like it went right with it.
Yeah.
We taking over the world, Tress World.
Period. Billboards all around Dayton, by the way.
All around the city. That's.
I remember the first time I was actually going to Virginia to do some work, and then you was like, shouts out to Yellow, because he put me on to you.
Yes, Yellow and Sharice, them is my people.
Yeah, and they was like, he was like, yeah, my homegirl needs some work done. She got some billboards put up, and I did a promo for you, though. Mm-hmm. So, okay, because that's the difference between, getting your cosmetology license, but then building up the business aspect of it, though. Like, who taught you your business? Like, who taught you? Because you say you fell into it. You fell into it. It happened overnight in a sense. Well, not really overnight, but your potential. Is it potential? What's the word I'm looking for? Basically, the shit skyrocketed fast. So you was doing everything by yourself when it first started off?
I was. I was doing everything by myself with the help of my mom up until 2020. That's when I was able to get my first employees. Tress World started November 2018. So we took all 2019 and it was all me. And then come 2020, the year of the pandemic, by the grace of God, I was able to get this year of the pandemic. It was a crazy year, 2020. Starting the end of March 2020, I was able to get my first 2 employees. They were high school students at the time. I think they were about 17 years old. And it was 2 of them. Then they start referring friends from school, and they start referring friends, and it was a chain effect. And I'm like, yes, I have all these teens, and, they're eager to work, because the hiring process was a little bit difficult, because I would find it that the adults that were kind of over the age, like 25, they just coming to work for a check. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's like, I got bills. I'm grown. You know what I'm saying? So what you need me to do about it? What? Huh?
Yeah.
You know, versus these 17-year-olds, these 16-year-olds, they ain't never had no job.
But they coming to learn.
And they coming to learn, and they're coming to work because it's their first job, and they want to keep it. They like, we going to parties on the weekend. We want to go skating. We want to go bowling. We ain't got to ask mom for money. You know, we want to go shopping. So they coming to work like, what do I need to do? Do this? Is this right? So, you know, it was like the training process was so easy because they absorbed everything like a sponge because they were so pure. You know, when people have been through 10 different jobs, you know, it's just like, I'm just here to work. Like, what, you know? So
yeah.
it was a great experience.
So, well, I know we skipping around a little bit, but you end up getting the factory. But I remember a post that I seen you put up, and you did $1 million plus on sales. People might look at that as like cocky or whatever case, or just like, obviously, like, I love the city, Dayton, Ohio, I love you, but they look at it like, you know, she doing the most. But why did you feel like it was necessary to show that accomplishment of like, hey, y'all, I did $1 million plus, like?
Actually, I had a discussion with my publicist, and because we had already did the $1 million in sales, we had did that on Black Friday. So Black Friday, we were able to clear $1 million in sales in just one day, and I had sat on it for like, you know, a couple of days, and I, you know, was sharing it with my publicist because we was going over the plan for the new year. Thanksgiving is like the end of the year, so we going over like how we gonna take the year by storm and things of that nature. And he like, yeah, you need to show what you out here doing. You know, you need to show what Tress World is doing. You need to show how you did this. You know, you need to be the influence for people because people often look up to people who are so far from them, you know, these big celebrities who is hard to get in contact with and this and that, versus someone who is real, who is young, who is still, you know, around. You know, I'm still pretty accessible, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I could be the motivation to the people who want to do it, you know, the motivation for the dreamers, for the people who, you know, are aspiring to do this and aspiring to do that. It's like, you know, well, she just did it, you know, and she's not too far from me. So if she can do it, I know I can do it. So, you know, I put that out there, and that like literally went viral all over social media. So I was really grateful because it got to give people an insight on, you know, like, wow, this is something that somebody can achieve that I know. Like, I know this girl, you know what I'm saying? I know her, and she did this, you know. I don't know nobody who did this. I don't, you know, so it was like, it was a big thing. It was a real proud moment. Yeah.
I seen it, though. Just from that post was just like, because, you know, shouts out to Caesar in the background. I've been having a lot of talks on him, and it's really like, you got to be able to, I guess your moment of like when you realize like humbly, but like respectfully, my product is the shit.
Yeah.
So, like, was it before the $1 million plus hit when you put it out there, or like when did it hit like, damn, my shit is really like one of a kind? Because hair products, what's the, I mean, I done walked in for my shorty and got not do-rag cap, but just in the midst of being in like, of so many hair products that's out there, yours stood out. Is it really just the organic way you make it, or is it like, because I don't even think you really had like too much, honestly. What's your promotion style? That's what I'm getting to, because you do billboards and everything like that, but to be a standout of a hair product, what do you think really? Man, you didn't answer it. My bad. I got so many questions in one.
No, it's all good.
But it's just because though, it's like, it's kind of like somebody else coming out with a liquor brand, and it's like, okay, we'll make sure liquor better than others.
Everything else, right? Yeah. So for me, I would honestly say, to answer your first question, I knew my product was top tier when I was using it on my clients, and it didn't even have a label, because it was actually working. My clients were coming back to me, and we were doing like these limb checks. You know, I would have my ruler and my measuring tape, and we would be, you know, measuring.
So you keeping tabs on like when they coming back?
Absolutely, yeah. I was known to be a hairstylist that would grow your hair. I did natural hair, I did extensions, I did all types of hair, but I was known for natural hair care. Like, that's what I did. You gonna come to me and your natural hair is always gonna be taken care of, always gonna be treated, you know. So it was something that I noticed, when they would come back for their visits, and then all the things that they had to say about it. They're coming to me, and these are just my clients. It hadn't even reached the real world. So when I got into the real world, it was so easy to push it because I had all of these before and after results. That's what I did for marketing.
You had the receipts of
the marketing was all about the content. I had so much before and after pictures that it was so easy for it to sell because you could see for yourself, here goes Sally in March 2018, and here goes Sally in January 2019, and she done grew her hair 4 to 6 inches.
Yeah.
So it's like, whoa, I want to be like Sally. How much is it? $24.99. I'm about to order to see for myself. And so that's what it was. With a lot of people like, well, I'm gonna see for myself. And all these clients that seen for themselves turned into returning clients because they like, oh, I'm a Tress wearer. I'm a Tress queen. I have that trademark, Tress queen and Tress king. So they like, I'm a part of the Tress community. I just found a company that make products that work for me, and I'm gonna stick right here. So we got our same clients. Like we
dedicated.
We build.
Yeah. So like I said, we in the factory right now.
After hours.
In that bitch. But for you to, where did this come from? When did it make you feel like, all right, bet, like I need a factory to produce this?
In March, no, I'm sorry. February, it was the first week of February 2020. The pandemic, had just got announced. And I remember everybody making it seem like it was about to be the end of the world. People, I knew friends who worked in like Cali and things of that nature, and they were already getting sent home. Like don't come to work, COVID is spreading. Like, so I'm thinking like, dang, people they not about to be at working. Like,
right.
How am I gonna keep my business going? And I didn't stop doing hair. I don't even do hair no more. And now the whole world is about to get laid off,
shut down,
and I got an online business.
Yeah.
At that time, I wasn't even in any beauty supply store. Actually, I'm sorry, I was in one beauty supply store. The first store that let my product in was Atlanta Beauty Depot, located on Cobb Parkway. Shout out to the owner, Coy. It's a black-owned beauty supply store, and it's actually one of the #1 beauty supply stores here in Atlanta. And my product is actually one of the #1 selling products in that store.
Period.
Yes,
Period.
You can ask any of the owners. I'm talking about when I first put that product in the store, they literally was like, we can't keep it in. We got customers mad that they done drove all the way here and it's not here. So we need to double our order. All right, we need to triple it now, quadruple it now. Like, it was like that. And so, let me see. What was I getting back to, though? Because I had just slid that in there. But let me think. What was I saying?
Nah, we was talking about how you, the pandemic and people getting laid off and you got this building.
And so, I was like, you know what? At this point, I hadn't even had it. I got this in May 2020. So in February, that's when everyone's getting laid off. And so I'm just thinking, like, I need to figure this out. I need to make it to where if you got your last $24.99, you're going to buy the organic hair growth stimulator. So I had started to get the celebrity brand ambassadors February 2020, and that was a part of our plan and our rollout. We're going to have these celebrity brand ambassadors. We're going to shove these before and after pictures and these real results down their throat from our real people that weren't celebrity brand ambassadors. Because it's like I said, you got Sally, you got Susan, you got Tom, you got Ashley, you got this person, that person. So it's like you got these real people. Then you have these people that these people on social media they looking up to, these celebrity influencers that are also, influencing people to do things. So it just came full circle on the marketing because our product was the truth and you couldn't doubt it. We were showing you everything you needed to know. I'm giving you a 100% certified organic product. I'm giving you a product that is going to feel good when it touches your scalp. We have that peppermint, that rosemary in there. So when you put it on there, you already going to feel that tingling feeling. Yeah. That tingling feeling is like, oh, it's working. My hair growing like right now.
My homegirl, she was like, she washed my hair and put some shit in my hair. She was like, that don't feel good to you? And I'm like, as a man, it's like, man, I don't know. I just had hella dandruff. But she put it in perspective, like, when good products is put in your hair, you feel that shit. It's like a good massage. Mm-hmm. It's like this shit is hitting like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, and this is for the public to understand too. Building up your team, because I went through that process of not really knowing. Obviously, you can't do it by yourself though. But how did you how did you build up your team to trust, like to bring them in of like, okay, this is how I do it, and I need y'all to do it like this, because now you're not just ashing your own mind. It's like you putting on some of the other people, but they gotta understand to do it the way you do it. So,
Absolutely.
So, go ahead.
So, when it came to that, to be honest with you, once I got my teenage team members, it was actually very easy because, like I said, you know, they were so eager to work. You know, they were so grateful. They had just such great energy, great vibes. You know, shout out to young people. Shout out to the millennials because,
Shouts out to
you know, the
young
millennials, the millennials and the young people, you know, it's just something about our mind that makes us so inspired in life, you know, to just do and to just be. And that's what I feel like was exactly brought to me. You know, who I was and the person that I was when I went to go assist that celebrity hairstylist, and she didn't know me from a can of paint, but fell in love with me, you know, a split of a second because she was able to feel that energy and that vibe that I gave her to say, like, this young lady is here to work. You know what I'm saying? She here to do exactly what I asked her to do, and I can't do nothing but respect her for that. And so my team members, they came in, and I attracted those same people. So when it was time to train them, everything, you know, we got our steps listed right there. You know, I don't leave no room for confusion. Product steps 1 through 8 right there, you know. And so went over everything with them, and it was easy. You know, it was really easy because they, like I said, they were just so eager to work, you know, so grateful and just so inspired to be here. And also, I was young. You know, I was, you know, they're 17.
Still young.
Well, yes, I am. I'm 25. May 15th was my birthday.
Say that.
And so I feel like they looked at me like, wow, you know, like, I mean, because to them, I looked like a little kid, you know, so they looking at me like I was 19 or 20, you know, so it was fun for them to work with me because, you know, when you work at your job, you know, even when I worked at McDonald's, you know, my manager kind of intimidated me because, you know, she was like 60, and this her job for real, you know, so I'm going to get fired, like, she ain't playing.
But the biggest motivation from that, shouts out to the 60-year-olds that's doing their thing, but that's kind of like a scary vibe of, like, as being a young person, it's like, I don't want to be 60 doing this.
Right. Well, I mean, like I said, when I got my first job at McDonald's, I was 15. So with my manager being so older than me, it was a experience that made me feel like, oh, God, like, let me not do nothing wrong. I'm so nervous and intimidated. You know, it wasn't like an open comfort zone to where it's like, we working as a team. It was like, you are an employee, do this, you know, versus when they came in, I'm making them feel like they're part of something. Like, I work with Tress World. Like, you ain't heard the #1 organic hair growth stimulator? That's where I work at.
My biggest thing that I tell people was, like, you don't work for me, you work with me.
With me, absolutely.
Like,
all
it's
the
a
time.
huge difference.
Because, I mean, I can't do it without you.
Yeah, facts. And that's how we was conditioned to, you know, working at McDonald's or some case like that. And it's like, now you working for a corporation to where I feel like with you being the person that you are, I just had this conversation, but you are an influencer. You influence people to where, like, nah, it's cool for you to, like, come and work with me, but at the same time, it's like you're instilling in them of, like, all right, this is what it takes to work with me. This is like,
absolutely,
because it looks so fucking easy. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Always.
Like, from
everything. Dude.
I'm gonna let them know your flex. You travel a lot. You fucking do your thing. We were supposed to shoot on your birthday.
Yeah.
But that shit was teed up.
Yeah, it was.
But it's just like people gotta understand, like, all right, this shit wasn't overnight. And like I said, you work with me, not for me, when you're putting people in a position to you changing lives. I'm just gonna tell you that straight up. Like, that's how I see it, though. Point being, bringing that up, though, because you travel a lot and everything. I'm gonna tap into you getting into the music real quick. Where did that start, or where was that influence of, like, I'm about to rap on y'all niggas?
So I had actually always been into music my whole life. I had wrote my first song when I was 9 years old. I still have it in my diary. It's called Someday.
It sounds like you know it by heart.
Well,
I'm not gonna tell you to do it right
now. I
now.
do know it by heart. I do know it by heart, and it's so funny because I told myself that I was actually gonna turn it into a pop song in real life because it's just like a pop song. And because, you know, I used to want to be like a pop star, you know, not like a rapper. Like, I wanted to just be a superstar. Like, I could do anything, you know. I've never been great at singing, But the older that I got, the more confident that I got to where I felt like I could definitely ride a track and make it to where it's catchy. You know what I'm saying? And not just rap on y'all, or, you know, I can go pop, I can go country, you know, I can go jazz. Like, that was just always what I wanted to do, just be an entertainer.
Yeah.
And so it kind of came full circle right when I dropped out of college. I was always just like into like writing things that I would think about, and I would tell myself like, one day, you know, I'm gonna be a songwriter. You know, I'm gonna have my own label, sign my own artists, because I just love music. I always have loved music and always been into being obsessed with artists that I feel like are amazing.
Yeah.
And so in 2020, we rolled the whole year, you know, just working and pushing out and establishing my team. 2021 comes, and I made my first song that I went to the studio and recorded in April 2021. I was around the house.
This last year.
And I was around the house, and I was like saying lyrics, you know, based off my life experience. That's where most of my songs come from. And I was having a great day. I'll never forget. I had just got off the phone with my publicist, and we were setting up a Zoom conference for me to go on this radio show and things of that nature. And I remember I was like, shout out to my boss, that's me. I'm in the stew with my mama. Let me see. It was like, shout out to my boss, that's me. I'm in the stew with my mama. I'm in here thumbing through commas. I do not be with the drama. Do not approach me with problems. And so, but I was just saying that in my head around the house.
A quick, real 4 bars. It was real.
And the rest of it's like, you know, it go into like, I'm running a business, you busy running your mouth, don't even have your own house. I've been out here grown, got all this bread on my own, now I just chill on my throne. Like, I was just going, you know, and I'm thinking like, dang, I'm really living like that. Like, this is my life. And, you know, I was just so inspired to hear what I sounded like. So I was like, you know, I called my parents, I said, you know, I want to go to the studio, you know. So we ended up booking a session. We went right into the studio as a family. Like, my mom, my dad, me, my brother, you know, we in there. They so excited to see me, to hear me. And I laid down my first freestyle, and I had did it to the Lil Baby beat. So that what I just did, that was that Lil Baby freestyle.
Yeah.
So I had did the Ash Minash freestyle to that Lil Baby freestyle beat. And when I was able to hear myself for the first time ever, you know, I was just like, you know, I'm like, I like me. You know, I don't know how other people gonna feel about it, but I feel like if I keep going, you know, people won't have a choice but to be like, okay, well, she doing something, you know, because it's all about how you feel about yourself. You know, people are attracted to confident people. People are attracted to consistent people. And so I knew I had already inspired so many people with everything that I was doing. So I was just like, well, this is what I'm doing next. This is what I'm doing now. You know, I got my business established. My warehouse is running and operating. I can get up and fly to Dubai. I can go to Tulum. I can do this and do that and go wherever I want. And so it's like I'm just talking about my life. You know, I'm living life. I'm enjoying life. And, you know, y'all going to hear life from my perspective. You know, this is what life is like for me. So, you know, I just dove right into it. And I just told myself that I really wanted to be dedicated and dedicate, you know, the next 15 to 20 years of my life to being the #1 artist in female music.
Period.
Yeah.
And so, you got a manager, or is it?
So right now I don't have a manager. I'm just doing my own thing. I just have been. I lock into the studio at least 3 times a week. I'm trying to be in there every day, you know, just so I can make new songs. Even if I'm not gonna put it out, I just want to, you know, train my voice to be as diverse as possible. But yeah, I'm just doing my own thing, recording my videos, dropping my videos, and really just building my audience up right now so people can see like, oh, she didn't just drop Whoop, or she just didn't drop this. She dropping every week.
Yeah, you got
like,
the
did
resume.
you see she dropped this new look, you know what I'm saying? She got 15 videos on YouTube. She got 35 videos on YouTube. She got 6, you know, so it's like, I already know as long as I do my part, everything gonna come right to me like it always have. You know, sooner or later, somebody will be knocking right on my door like, you know, we looking for a new female artist, and you know what I'm saying, you the buzz right now. You know, we need you.
Yeah.
So what's your price?
All right, so I'm bouncing around a little bit, but your support system, like going back to dropping out of college and everything like that, how did your parents, how did they perceive it? How did they, coming from how they grew up and was conditioned with it, and then I'm not to say like dropping out is a bad thing, but how was that transition of you telling them like, bro, fuck this shit, this is what I'm going for?
So when it came to my parents, it was the easiest thing ever, just because, you know, I had already been so mature, and, you know, I enrolled myself in cosmetology. I was so inspired to always have a job, so they already knew, you know, Ashley is not gonna be a person to just sit around.
No brainer.
You know, whatever she want to do, she gonna do it, and nobody gonna be able to stop her from doing it. So it's gonna be our best bet and in our best interest to just support her dreams, because you know that's what we here to do. You know, we living our life and she living her life, and she seems to be doing a pretty well job. So you know, we gonna let her see, you know, what she make of it.
Yeah.
And so my parents were super supportive. It was kind of like, I would say, like grandparents and just like those older relatives that were kind of stuck in that work mindset. You know, they were the ones that were a little bit nervous, because it was like, you know, you gonna leave school to do what? You know, you about to do hair, or you're an assistant, or you know, it was kind of like, okay, you know, we'll see where it goes, you know. And you know, it was really about proving myself to those people, because they had never had the courage to say, I'm gonna drop out or I'm gonna do this. You know, it was a lifestyle that they lived to where they felt like, I need to do this to be able to live how I'm gonna live. You know, I can't go off on my own
rest
limb
of your life
and just do my own thing.
It's crazy. I'm sorry, but it's crazy that they lived off of like a one decision to make it last forever. Yeah. And then you are, like you said, you got the courage to like kind of show like, nah, like I can do more than this. Mm-hmm. I can do more than just like, you know, I don't want to get political with it, but the typical like housewife or the women that society expects you to be, you kind of just like said fuck it.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, I did. I wouldn't say that I'm society's typical housewife.
No, I mean, but I'm saying that in the old school way, but
right.
But it's just like now it's just like you consider yourself as an influencer.
I definitely do. And all across the board at that, you know, from young to old, just because my spirit is always so pure, so genuine, it's so real, it's so helpful to others. And people are not used to that. You know, people are not used to, you know, it's like, okay, you got a celebrity, I'm looking up to this person, but, you know, will they give me any gems? You know, will they tell me any advice if I ask? Or, matter of fact, I'm not even going to ask just to save myself the trouble, you know, versus meeting a person like me, and it's like, oh my God, you know, I met this girl, and, you know, she was so down to earth. I had a few questions for her, and she was able to point me right in the direction. You know, she wasn't worried about me taking nothing from her, or, you know, me trying to do what she doing. You know, it was just real pure. So I've had that influence on, like I said, all different age groups. And that's just what I aspire to be, to continue to influence people, which is why with me jumping careers, it's like, oh, you selling natural hair. First you a hairstylist, then you selling a natural hair product, and now you rapping. You know, it's like, I know it sounds so crazy, but I mean, I'm a superhero. You know, I'm a goddess. That's what I consider myself to be in my music. Ooh. I'm Ash Minash, the goddess. And when you get around me, you feel that goddess energy. You know, I'm in the presence of a goddess, and I can be one too. Yeah, you know, the way she doing it, the way she carrying herself, she doing it, she doing that. I can be like that too. Period. So that's just me. You know, I'm all about doing you and doing it as strong as you can. You know, if you're gonna do it, it's no point. You know, if I'm gonna do anything, nobody's gonna take me serious. You know, so I'm gonna show y'all I'm dead serious. Like we about to take it there.
Yeah, period.
I'm gonna take it there. You know, period. You ain't gonna have no choice but to respect what I got going on, because if I respect it, that it's done.
Yeah, period.
It's done.
Best fucking way you could put that.
Yeah.
The brand. Where do you see yourself? 25? Happy belated, by the way.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Taurus gang, had to say that.
Don't, people go wild over them astrologies and all of that.
You know what? And I'm not really big into all of that, but you know, being a Taurus and just being who I am, I just feel like I'm so special, you know. So I just had to, you know, say shout out to the Taurus, because that's the community I'm part of. So
yeah, you got.
I'm a part of the goddess world.
Motivate them specifically, but 10 years from now, the brand is going. But where you see yourself with it 10 years? You're 20. Okay. Well, me being 34, at 24, I seen it. I felt it, but I didn't see it in a sense. So 10 years from now, where do you see Tress World or Ash as an artist, or whatever the case is, where do you see it going up from here?
So 10 years from now, when it comes to Tress World, I definitely see the business being a multi-billion-dollar company, And that can either be through me still pushing the brand myself and having my product in every beauty supply store across the whole country and international, having the whole world on lock. Tress World, us having these great products, it's so easy to push products, especially when you're in the hair care industry, because, hair care is something that's never going out of style. So if you have any dreams or, you're aspiring to be in the hair care field, don't say it's oversaturated, because it's hair. It's new babies being born every day. It's men out here that's saying, I'm going to grow my hair out now. It's always a trend for hair. Everybody's getting their hair done. Everyone's getting their hair cut. It's never something that will ever stop.
How you feel about the fake dreads and the fake hairline?
You know what? When that trend started coming out with the dreads, and then, it was like a female thing, wearing the fake locks, and then the men, they start wearing the fake locks because, they didn't want to go through that little process of having them little doo-doo twists, So they like, I ain't about to be looking like that, So I feel like that's just another way of me saying the hair care industry not going nowhere, because it's like, it's so much evolution in it to where it's like, you can wake up one day and look like this and wake up one day and look like that. Now, as far as those, that Beijing across the hairline.
Oh, we ain't gonna get into that. I mean, if you want to.
I'm a little biased on it, because I don't really like it in the sense to where, for one, it could be messy, it get all over the pillows and stuff like that, and it's obviously, just there for show that you got a nice crispy hairline, but actually, most of the best barbers don't even use that. When you can get somebody's hairline crispy and they have a nice full hairline and it's not needed, that cut on fleek. It just came out. No, I don't cut hair.
Okay.
But that wasn't a huge trend, back in the day. All the classmates I had growing up, they wasn't showing up to school with that hairline stuff. Not at all. We get chopped and we look good. But now it's like everybody walking around with just dark marks right across the hairline. I mean, it's perfect. It's like you about to show up on a music set, or you about to be in a movie.
Nah, because it's crazy.
Like, where you going today? You about to be in a movie? Cause
it's crazy because
you got your hair done.
Because that's becoming a norm of like, I don't know, like with your product. Your product to me is like, quality over quantity.
Absolutely.
It takes time.
Yeah.
It takes time, but it's gonna be worth it in the end.
Absolutely.
Whereas everybody now is, fishing for that quick process. Like, I need shit now. Like, this shit gotta look like
right
this.
now.
Yeah. So, trust me, y'all. I ain't used our product. No offense. I haven't used it. I don't need it because I got half white in me. But
okay.
but under the
but it's really the
Dubai.
It's really the half black. The reason why your hair is probably so thick and natural, and you don't need it, because actually a lot of our customers are Caucasian, because typically their hair is a little bit thinner. Just naturally, and we have been able to just fill in a lot of bald spots for men. Caucasian men, they start balding in their early 20s.
But it takes time though.
Right.
Did you see that? It's so side note, but it's like everybody got some new shit, but it's like a pill that people take now, or where it take like a year to grow or something like that.
Mm-hmm. I actually have heard of it. The end of 2014. It was a company that came out and they started selling like hair vitamins, hair gummies, and people started like being so, excited to take those. And to me, I was a little bit nervous because, you can't just take anything internally. Everybody's body is different. So It wasn't important for me to just come out with something to make you take it internally, because that kind of stuff come with a lot of lawsuits and things like that and backfire, versus having something that you can apply on your hair directly, see it work, feel it work, and be excited to be consistent. We focus on making our customers excited.
Be excited to keep it consistent.
Yes, we make sure that you're excited. You using your product because you already believe it's gonna work. So I'm using it every day. I'm not looking for me to wake up tomorrow and have my hair growing, even though in 5 days you're gonna see that fuss coming for sure.
And be excited to keep it consistent. Like that's a real. Man, I love this. Okay, so we gotta wrap it up, but a question I gotta ask you, which you said it a lot of different times. What is a good quote or a piece of advice that you live off of? I got her thinking. We gone all day.
I would honestly say, and it's something that I had kind of said before, but I would honestly say to anything that you aspire to do or want to do, or anything that you're doing, to do it to the fullest potential, to where you feel like you are doing it better than anybody else that's doing it.
Right.
You know, and not that it's a competition thing, it's more of a self thing, you know, because it's like we might be doing the same thing, but we're not in competition. But in my head, I want to be the best.
Right.
So,
like you said, like, why get into it?
I'm going to be the best. I don't care what you're doing. If I'm doing what you're doing, you need to be on your A game, because now I'm doing it.
Period.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to make sure I do it like they know I'm the one doing it.
But like you said, though, like, to ad-lib it, it's just like, yeah, why are you getting into it if you ain't trying to be the best at it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, you know, we see that oftentimes, you know, just seeing people who want to do things, and it's like, well, you know, this is what I want to do, or this is what I was, you know, thinking about doing. But it's like, well, how serious are you? Because I can give you all the gems. I can lay out the whole planner for you and give you the calendar and give you steps 1 through 15, you know. But it's like, along with me giving you that advice, the footwork got to be there, you know. And you can't give anybody footwork. You can't give anybody passion. You know, those are things that have to be instilled in a person. So it's also about being as passionate as possible with whatever it is that you're doing. And I always have been passionate. When I was working at McDonald's, I was passionate, you know, because I was already intimidated by my team members, because I started working there when I was 15 and a half. So it's like, oh, you know, this little 15-year-old, we get them all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, how long is she gonna keep the job? You know what I'm saying? You know how that go. McDonald's, they rolling them. You know what I'm saying? That's
I didn't
the number
get hired,
one
but I know.
rolling job in the world.
Yeah, that's your start off. That's like,
and so, you know, it was important for me to show that I was dedicated. You know, what y'all need me on fries? Well, I'm frying. You know, I'm over. Y'all know when they come through, they might complain that the burger was cold, but the fries was hot. You know, because I'm on fries. You know, Ashley on fries today, so I'm over here frying.
There's no complaints on this side of it.
Y'all got me on the cash register. I ain't got no line. The line might be long over here, but I'm getting them in and out. What you want? All right, number 2. Anything else? Can I get? You know, like, that was me. You know, I'm always gonna do whatever I'm doing full. Give it 110%, because it's no point in me being there. I'm not gonna be there and just be lackadaisical, or otherwise I'll be at home. You know.
Period.
So,
period.
You know, that's what I'm saying. If you ain't gonna do it hard, then go home.
Well.
Go home. We don't need you over here. You know what I'm saying? Nobody does. If you're not gonna do it to your fullest potential, then go home. You know what I'm saying? You can have fast at the house, but don't do it around here.
Period.
We don't need that.
Nah, G shit. And one thing I want to say is, like, for as young as you are to have that mentality, or when you had the mentality like dumping fries and make sure the motherfuckers is hot, it's showing. It's a testament of, like, where you at now, what you're doing, and how you're showing it to people, though. So I commend you for that. And, you know, the reason this platform is just it's not like you got to be established where you at, or like to talk about it, but it's like the process, and your process is amazing. You know,
it's been a really long journey for me, and the thing about me is I've always been so serious about where I was going and the bigger picture. When I first moved to Atlanta, and I was assisting the celebrity hairstylist, it was a great experience, and everything was going great for me in my life. And I remember one day getting ready to go to work, and my car was messing up. It was like overheating and breaking down. I'm thinking, like, this car been working perfectly fine. Now I got this job, I'm in this new city, and you want to mess up. You know, like, what's going on?
Hey,
fast forward to me getting it to work, and I'm driving to work, and then I get to work, and then it's time to leave work, and I got to leave my car there and Uber home, because I got to get the car towed, because now it's messed up and this, that. And so, you know what? The next day I got up and I walked to work. I walked to work for about 2 months, and I didn't care. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, anything that I do, I'm going to do it. If I'm walking, guess what? Now I got my speaker with me. I got my favorite playlist playing. I might have a little blunt or something like that to get me going and get my spirits going for the day. And I'm on my way to work. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get there and do what I got to do, because I ain't going to be walking forever. You know what I'm saying? I'm walking right now. And, you know, sooner or later, I walked right into the dealership and got me a car right off the lot. You know what I'm saying? In my name.
Pulled up to our own factory at that.
You know, so
it
was a real transition.
I'm going through a thing right now to where, you know, if I'm being transparent, shouts out to Caesar, but I'm in the transition right now, like a place to stay at, whatever case is. But if you know, I don't know, where I'm getting from it is, like, from what your explanation is, like, it's the same thing. Like, knowing your end goal, knowing like, all right, this ain't forever.
Right.
This is like.
I mean, because the journey is so difficult, but like you said, it looks so easy on the outside looking in. You know, so it's just like it depends on how willing you are to go through your journey, because it's gonna be one. It ain't gonna be no, oh, I want to create a hair product. All right, well, got me a warehouse.
But society,
all right, well, got me employees.
But I ain't gonna lie though, like the podcasts like this matter because they need to hear that. Right. Because somebody will look up your Tress World or your own personal name and be like, oh, she just traveling and doing whatever. But it's like, bro, you never knew the groundwork it take. Like you said, you walking. Man, that's a deep ass analogy.
In Georgia, you know, we from Dayton, Ohio. I'm walking to work. Like I said, I dropped out in March. Start working in April. So, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I walked for about 2 months. May, June, you talking about 90 degrees. Yeah. Starting at 8 in the morning.
But that's what I'm saying. That's like you get your day started early to make it on work on time. But I'm taking I had a book bag to where I would have on some like I would just wear black. I have some leggings on, have a little tank top, have my book bag, and have my real work clothes in there. You know, because I might sweat a little bit walking. Yeah. So when I get to work, you know, I wipe myself down, put my real clothes on, and I'm here. Hey, let's go. You ready? All right, come sit in the chair. Let's get it. The best fries in the fucking.
That wasn't McDonald's. That was high school.
Well, I'm saying no, period. But I'm saying no, but is it? But it's like literally like putting your all into something, and like you said, your department is like, but ain't no complaints coming over here because I'm on my shit.
Always.
Yeah.
No car, no excuse.
Man,
no car, no excuse.
Look, all right.
I'm here to work. What y'all doing? I'm here to work.
But look, I really appreciate you for blessing my platform. I appreciate you for being transparent, and like I said, as much as I hope for people to engage into like watching this, I really want them to hear the message. I mean, and we didn't even tap into that like real quick was gonna wrap up. But as a woman, for you to explain that for people, it's like, girls, y'all gotta go hard. Like it's easier said than done. It's like you got the. I mean, it's not about like showing it off or shit talking or whatever case is, but it's just like, bro, you put in the hard work, it's gonna show, but you just gotta be patient. What was the quote with the clients again? They was hyped to be consistent.
Right, yeah. So I was just saying to be excited, to be consistent.
Yeah, to be excited, to be consistent. And it's a process.
You have to have that in your soul.
Wait. That's your own meme, by the way. You gotta be excited to be consistent.
Absolutely.
I've never heard that in my life.
I mean, because the thing about it is, it's so true. Because, you know, you can have everything lined up for you, but I can't be the one to wake you up in the morning like, hey, PESO, today is the day. Get up, put a smile on your face. Like, you know, you got to be the one to wake up and say, I'm going to put a smile on my face. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be grateful. I'm going to be happy. And I'm going to do what I got to do to be the best at doing that. You know,
but it's people like you. But it's people like you that's giving that hope or giving. It sounds so cliche when you say that loud, but it's people like you that's giving the people the hope to be like, all right, I'm going to wake up with a vengeance, or you know, all right, this is how I feel in the day, whatever. Thank you. I appreciate it. Because I feel like we can go like 2 or 3 hours talking.
I feel like we could too, you know. And I mean, like I said, it's so true. It's just so important to be exactly that, and you know, nothing less than. Nothing less than.
Period. Be excited to be consistent.
Be excited to be consistent.
Biggest one.
Yeah, we're gonna cheers to that.
Yeah, pass that Bel one time, because I'm gonna do it like that though. And we in her factory, by the way.
Tress World headquarters.
Yeah, in there.
The one and the only.
Yeah, thank you for blessing the podcast, and we'll indulge in the rest of this bottle after. And
yes, we will.
Dreamers Welcome Podcast. Y'all keep on dreaming. We out this bitch.
We out.
Dreamers Welcome Podcast.